welcome back to the short series we're doing here on the 10 Commandments of Progressive Christianity. This is a book by Michael Kruger, a nice little yellow eye-catching book here. And he laid out 10 commandments that those that are in the progressive camp seem to be holding on to. And we've looked at a couple so far. Now we're on number 4. The fourth commandment is this: gracious behavior is more important than right belief. And this is what he writes. As we've seen, progressive Christianity is largely defined by its focus on morality and its downplaying of doctrine. What truly matters, we're told, is not what we believe, but how we behave. This brings us to the fourth commandment: gracious behavior is more important than right belief. Now, I'm not sure these two things are mutually exclusive, but we certainly would say that right belief is important because ultimately how you live flows out of our belief about God.
Exactly. So we can start with some common ground by saying that we also agree that gracious behavior should characterize followers of Jesus. So we like that.
Don't be I don't want to use the J word, but don't be mean.
We know what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. And I think, Christians as a whole sometimes have been guilty of that. So that we can own that.
Fair enough.
But again, another false dichotomy. Teaching people good theology is not the problem. It's the solution, actually. So what we believe is that behavior is always downstream from good theology. We don't get good behavior just by trying harder. Good behavior is actually rooted in sound theology. It's rooted in grace. I like the way John Frame defines theology. He defines theology as the application of sound doctrine to all of life.
That's good. Well, that's actually another thing that Michael Kruger brings up. He asked the question, is behavior more important than theology? And what you're getting at there is that our behavior flows from our theology and a right understanding of our relationship with God and with others.
Right. And again, here's some irony. When you say gracious behavior is more important than right belief, that in and of itself is a belief statement that you're asking other people to believe. Right. Yep. So you can't get away from right belief. It's in everything. So I think of 3 terms. These are big terms, but we need 3 things. We need orthodoxy, we need orthopraxy, and we need orthopathy. So right belief.
Oh, what's that last one?
Here
orthopathy.
We go. I know.
My goodness, that sounds like something for my shoe.
Pathos are the feelings, right?
Yes.
So orthopathy. So orthodoxy, right belief. Orthopraxy, right living, and then orthopathy, right feelings. I think all of them go together. Theology is necessary for knowing God because we're commanded to worship God. We cannot follow this command and worship someone that we don't know.
Well, it seems to me that third one is really important because we live in such a feelings and emotions-driven culture right now that sometimes we can get really angry at something, but our feelings are disordered because our beliefs are not correct.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, if right doctrine and right belief is not important, and it doesn't matter what we believe, that's going to cut away the heart of the gospel. And if you're just focused on behavior, it's actually going to lead toward a moralism that is very self-righteous. It's going to focus on self-effort, and it's not going to have the right root to it. So here's a little shout-out for the importance of creeds.
I've been getting into creeds recently. Yes.
Haven't you? Tell us about that.
Yes. No, I think the question and answer format and the creeds, the catechisms, teaching kids the right belief and then showing them how that applies to life is supremely important and something that's a lost art in today's culture.
Yeah. One example from your personal life.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been digging into the Westminster and the Heidelberg Catechism, but the modern one that's been done is the New City Catechism by the Gospel Coalition. 52 questions and answers, and they put it to really great music. So that's something I would.
And you can get that in the app?
You can get that on an app, yep.
And then it'll play the song for you?
It'll play the songs. My daughter and I sing it in the car all the time.
Yeah. So dig into a creed. Another one that's maybe just more for adults is...
Well, what's an example? That's the catechism. What's an example of a creed? People might not be familiar with those.
Yeah. 2 famous creeds. The Council of Nicaea has the Nicene Creed, and the Chalcedonian Creed are important creeds in the early church that define the Trinity and right doctrine. And one book that you might want to look into that emphasizes this is Carl Trueman's book, The Creedal Imperative. So he digs into this topic. So it's a good question, but let's have both. Let's have both right beliefs and right behavior.
Good. And that's a good word. Let's stop there.